elections for the future.
Alabama Senator and DHS Chair Subcommittee Katie Britt joins me now. Senator, thanks for being with us here today. So if I understand the math correctly, were you to go the route of a standing and talking filibuster, you would only need the 51 Republicans, but Leader Thune believes you don't have those Republicans?
Well, look, I think we have to focus on the fact that this is what America wants and this is what America deserves. Look, there is nothing more fundamental than Americans having faith in their elections. That is what allows our democracy to continue to flourish. Well, they have to make sure that we have free and fair elections, and we want to protect your vote. Look, that is critically important, and I think showing ID is obviously an important part of that. We show ID for literally everything else, to pick up your tickets to go into a football game, or to get on an airplane or a mortgage, or to get a paycheck. We just saw in New York, Mendami offer he needed 2 forms of ID to allow you to shovel snow. We just saw John Ossoff in Georgia demand you show an ID to come into his campaign event. So clearly Democrats understand the importance of that. Now, what they don't want to do, though, in this instance is make sure that these elections are free and fair, and we got to call them on it. You put the thing up on the screen that said over 70% of Democrats actually agree that we should have voter ID, that we should protect their vote. So the question is, why are they running away from it? You heard Chuck Schumer. He said the quiet part out loud. There are tons of, whether it's illegal immigrants or people who should no longer be on a voter roll, that are on there that he's afraid will be kicked off. Well, I have news for you, Chuck. Americans want their elections to be American citizens only, and we in the United States Senate are going to continue to fight for that. So, Will, we've got to find a pathway forward. I'm certainly committed to doing that, and I think we got to give it everything we got for the American people.
Sold. I think your explanation and your rationale has been sold, not just to me, but some 80% of the American public. We know, to answer your question, why Democrats aren't sold on this idea. They benefit from having insecure voting rolls. They benefit for the potentiality of illegals voting in American elections. What's really hard to wrap our minds around is why so many Republicans, or some Republicans, are not sold. If we're to listen to Senator Bernie Moreno of Ohio, he suggests there's 3 to 4 Republicans who will not get on board with the talking filibuster. Who? Why?
Look, I don't have that vote count, but what I do know is we're making the case internally to our conference and truly trying to make it to our Democratic colleagues. Please do not let them off the hook. There are a number of them that are up for re-election in red and purple states. Every candidate out there on the trail, every Democratic candidate should have to answer this question. We're going to keep working for a pathway forward. I've been proud to work alongside Mike Lee to figure out, okay, what do we need to do to make this happen? We're committed to doing that. We're going to keep pushing internally, and we need the American people's help in holding these Democrats accountable and all Republicans to say, hey, let's do this. Let's get it done. Whatever that vote count is, how do we shift that? And I'm certainly committed to having those conversations myself.
I appreciate those efforts, Senator. And while I respect and understand that you might not have that voter and roll count just yet to name those senators on the Republican side of the aisle that aren't interested in the SAVE Act, do you have some sense in the negotiation as to why? I think we're dying to know. Why?
Yeah, look, we've got to take a look at, like, how do we do this? One of the things that Senator Lee and I have talked about specifically is how do we guard the floor? How do we do this 24 hours? What do we do in the scheduling? We're working those kinks out. The other question is, how do we make sure we keep all Republicans together when amendments come down the pipeline? Amendments of things that we would like to vote for, but need to keep off in order to keep this narrowly tailored and focused. So I know that those things are being worked out. I am committed to doing those things to get this across the finish line, and I hope that my other colleagues will join me. Look, we have got to make sure we have free and fair elections. We cannot let Chuck Schumer win the day. He is absolutely ridiculous to be concerned about illegal immigrants that he says don't vote in our elections, being kicked off our voter roll. It doesn't make sense, and we need to hold the people accountable, hold our Democratic colleagues accountable who won't come to the table for these common sense reforms that will ultimately allow our democracy to flourish.
Well, I will say, Senator, while I might maintain some level of hope, you might find some reasonable or rational Democrat that sees that 80% of Americans want this. Actually, I don't hold my breath. I
agree. When we're seeing what they're doing with Homeland funding right now,
but I do hold some level of expectation that we could implore upon Republicans to support the SAVE Act. And I think it's a story we're going to have to follow, why we're not at 100% support among Republicans. I appreciate you being with us here today, Senator Britt.
You got it.